What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about the one thing that I see over and over again for people who fail with Amazon FBA or just business in general. This one thing holds people back from actually achieving what they want to do. And most people are blind to it. They don't see it. They don't understand why that some people are successful and some people are not successful in Amazon FBA again, or in any other business, in any entrepreneur field. So if you feel stuck just learning strategy after strategy, you're not getting anywhere, it's probably this thing right here that's holding you back and you don't realize what's happening. So I'm going to jump on screen, show you exactly what this one thing is. That way you can start taking action on it, figure it out, make the changes needed so you can hit, 10K a month on Amazon, 30K a month on Amazon, whatever your goals are. And I'm not going to lie, this one took me a long time too because I'm stubborn. I'm a very stubborn person. I don't like people telling me there's something wrong with me. I think I'm perfect, all that good stuff. So don't feel guilty for not knowing it. But once you kind of unleash this door or unlock this door, a lot of things can change in your life as far as being successful and things coming easier to you that you want to achieve. So hopping on my screen here, guys, this is going to be some crazy production value for you. This beautiful whiteboard I have. Of course, if you're watching this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, especially if you're in the Amazon FBA space. I try to be as helpful as possible, try to give you everything I know, flat out, no fluff, all that good stuff. Grab my little marker here and we're going to get into this thing. So essentially, right, I know a lot of people probably thinking like this is going to be some fluff stuff, everything like that. But again, I think this is important and I'm about as Midwestern, down to earth, stubborn person you can meet and doesn't like to change their mentality. But I'm telling you guys, this is very crucial if you want to be successful, especially in this space, especially with most people where they're at and where they want to be with Amazon FBA. Most people come in with 9 to 5s and they want to be an entrepreneur, all that good stuff. So get into here. We're going to put this box as 9 to 5ers, right? So, and we're going to label this habits, right? Or just mentality. So my beautiful handwriting here, and feel free to roast me in the comments here for my beautiful handwriting. But most people live in here, right? Like I've coached hundreds of people in the Amazon FBA space. I see this over and over again. And how do most people not succeed in this business? Well, they're kind of stuck in this world right here. Where they want to be is they want to be an entrepreneur. They want to be Amazon FBA gurus and dominate there, hit 10K to 30K a month. So these have its own set of habits and mentality. So everybody wants this, but what I see is everybody lives right here. They're stuck in this. What I mean by this is they're waiting for someone to tell them what to do. They're essentially partying every weekend. They don't make time. They watch a ton of Netflix, right? They have all these habits that get them stuck in here to begin with, and they don't want to change, like no change. So essentially they want the results of this, but they're over here stuck doing this. So how do we get from here to here? Well, that's sacrifice, okay? I know this all sounds cliche, but this is just the truth of it all. Most people will not sacrifice their daily habits to the habits they want to be, right? So think about it. If you want to be ripped, if you want to be jacked, you want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever, right? What's keeping you from not being ripped? Well, it's your habits. You're probably eating chocolate cake, drinking Mountain Dew, pounding cups of Frappuccino every day with excess calories here, dipping everything in ranch, whatever. I know I'm going overboard here, but essentially your habits that are keeping you fat are what makes you fat, right? So how do you become ripped? Well, you need to change those daily habits, whether that's counting your macros, hitting the gym every day, not sitting on the couch every day, getting 10,000 steps in per day, right? So everything you want is just habits, right? And these habits usually that keep us in a place we don't want are comfortable. We don't like to change these things because it's comfortable. It feels good, right? It's easy to get easy pleasure to scrolling your phone or watching Netflix, eating chocolate cake. Our bodies essentially are meant for dopamine. That's how we survived back in the day. And we can get that now with a tap on our screen. We can get food delivered to us. And there's all these things just overloading our systems that keep us comfortable. So we need to sacrifice these habits to get to these results, okay? And this beautiful, beautiful board I'm making right here. So we need to look through our daily habits of what's going on here. Like, what are we doing every day that's keeping us in the same place to not get over here, right? Whether that's just like putting in the time, putting in the work. I know a lot of people are busy with families and jobs, everything like that when they're starting their business. Well, to start a new business while having your old life, you essentially have to work 2 jobs until you can make that one your only job. And how do we do this? We sacrifice the time that is comfortable, whether that's, weekends off, drinking with friends, eating crappy food, laying on the couch at night, not working out, right? These things that zap our energy or zap our time to get there, right? I think most people understand too, If you have to take weekends off from hanging out with your friends because you want to achieve your goals, if they don't understand, they're not your real friends anyways, right? I'm not saying you have to sacrifice your friends, but the real friends in your life will say, "Oh, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, go work on your business. That's really cool. Tell me how it goes," right? So we have to look at this stuff right here and sacrifice it and make new habits here. So if we kind of clear this, what kind of habits do we need to be, an Amazon guru or an entrepreneur, things like that? Well, it's pretty much just, it's not about what we're doing, it's what we're not doing. Okay, and I listed all that stuff out already. So what are the things we can do, kind of add in here to make sure we're building new great habits, right? Obviously, take care of your health, work out, keep your energy high, don't do things that zap your energy. But on the Amazon or entrepreneur side, it's, simple things like daily planners, right? I plan my day every night before bed. That way I know exactly what I'm doing. There's no thinking in the morning. There's no double guessing in the morning. I know by time what I'm going to be doing the next day. I'm not perfect at it. Honestly, I really struggle with this because I don't want to have a mundane life. I don't want to, like 7:15, I'm cracking eggs to put on the skillet. 7:35, I'm taking my supplements. No, I do this more in a general sense. 7 a.m., get to the gym, 8:30, start work, right? Then I'll have my work tasks laid out and everything like that. Also, any scheduled calls in the afternoon, I'll put that there with kind of like a sub bracket of extra things if I have extra time to get done with that. So it doesn't have to be hard, but just list out the one or two things that are most important for you to complete the next day for you to have momentum, for you to move the needle, right? A lot of people in the 9 to 5 mentality, they want things to be told to them, or they just think if they stay busy that they're moving forward. No, you actually have to think, which is hard. Like, it takes energy to sit down and think in the quietness of your own head of, okay, there's 10 things I could do tomorrow. What's the biggest task? What moves things forward? Oh, that's talking to suppliers. I need to talk to a bunch of suppliers so I can finally get samples, finally get quotes, see what my profit margins are to start the order to get that whole process going, right? Instead of worrying about sales tax or watching that next video about PPC or anything like that you're not on yet. So we need to go ahead and make the big moves the next day, right? So I like to call this just the 80-20 rule. I know it's kind of generic here, but this is a great book. Look it up, 80-20 principle. Essentially, all you need to know with that is there's 20% of your action gives you 80% of the results. So what is that 20% that gives you 80% of the results? And the other way around, if there's 80% of stuff that only gives you 20% of results, we shouldn't be focusing on that. Great book. Make sure you read it. Another thing here is dedicated time. You need to carve out time in your day, especially if you're busy building your business while you have a 9 to 5 and a family. You need dedicated time. So whether that's you just going to bed a little earlier, getting up at 6 a.m., say maybe your work day starts at 9, but 6 to 8 is your time in your office or wherever you're at to just be quiet, right? If you have kids, you might need to get up a little earlier to take care of that. Maybe it's at night, maybe you're more of the night owl. But if we can find a dedicated time each and every day to sit down at your desk, and we do that for 30 days, that's a habit. You're going to put 2 hours of solid work into your business. And if we work on focus, you can get so much done in 2 hours. There's so many work days where if it's like, man, if I just sat down and focused and just for 2 hours did my full list, I would be done. I wouldn't have to work the rest of the day. But no, I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs because I know I have 8 hours of the day, but I only have 2 hours of work today. So I just fill that whole time, right? We can't do that. We don't want to do that. It's a waste of time. And this is why a lot of people feel like they never have time, but they're just not efficient, right? So we can go deeper on that. There's a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport. This is one of my favorite books. This is when I was like 22, I read this and it changed my life. Essentially what this goes into is how to get the most out of that 2 hours or hour or 30 minutes or 4 hours you have in a day to be as efficient as possible, and what things will take you out of those flow states or work states or focus times and eat up time. These are things like phone, email, alerts, notifications, multitasking, right? There's science behind this of essentially if you get distracted while you're in a flow state, it takes you another 15 minutes to get back in the flow state. And most people are living this distracted life, whether they're on their phone, constantly checking emails, whatever it is, right? So this is another great book to kind of change the way you think about how you work. Another point in this rant here is the next step is decision making. This is another thing I see that people really struggle with when making that transfer in identity or mindset or whatever you want to call it from the 9 to 5er bracket to the actually owning a business bracket. Okay, people are so slow at making decisions. If you're new to this, you're not going to know what is a good decision or not, right? You can go learn about it. Great. Fantastic. Try to learn, right? If there's something you have to do, it seems important. there's probably a video on it you can go watch. But you're going to see, if you watch 3 different videos, you'll probably see 3 different ways to do it. And you'll be sitting there like, which way is best to do it? Well, you just got to pick one and move forward, right? When you don't know how to do something, action is the number one thing you could do to learn how to do it. So in reality, what you're doing, you should be just quickly, okay, I got to do this. I don't know how to do it. Quickly learn how to do it. Okay, I do watch that one video, implement. Okay, let's move forward. And I know it's not as simple like that all the time, like product research with Amazon. You're gonna have to watch more than one video probably to get it. You're gonna have many reps, everything like that. But you need to move forward. You can't just sit there in this guessing stage, either waiting to be told what to do or trying to be an expert before you make a decision or do that thing. You're never going to become an expert if you've never done the thing in the first place. So you just need to move forward, make a decision, take action, and you'll figure it out. That's essentially, yes, I did my business by trial by fire. Yes, I made a lot of mistakes when I started my business, but I think that's kind of why I'm good at what I do now, is because I made all those mistakes. I just moved forward. I kept taking action. I figured things out on my own. Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to make the same mistakes I did, but you have to move forward. You can't just second guess yourself for weeks. You need to make decisions. So with decision making, fast, don't second guess yourself all the time. You just got to move on. Again, you can prepare, you can learn about this stuff, but at some point you just got to pull the trigger and move. I honestly think that's why Amazon YouTube videos are so popular, is because most people in the 9 to 5 kind of identity just want to be told what to do, and that's it. And they can't make decisions on their own. I'm not saying that's bad or good, but at the end of the day, that's not how you run a business. Eventually you're going to make decisions on your own, or you're going to be relying on someone else's advice with their business, but your business could be completely different. So to sum up here, guys, we got the 9 to 5 identity or habits. This is for easy purposes. This is you, right? And you want to be over here, the Amazon guy. I don't know why I keep writing the M before the A, but Amazon or business guy or entrepreneur, all that good stuff. Okay, you have to become this person before you get these results. It's as simple as that. Again, just using getting ripped as a metaphor here. You're not going to get ripped by just learning how to get ripped. You're going to get ripped by changing who you are. Yes, I know that's scary. Changing who you are is terrifying. Your ego hates it. There's going to be a lot of kicking and screaming. It's going to be so uncomfortable. But changing who you are, changing your habits is essentially how you become this person you want to become. And again, what I see over and over again, the people who fail that I've worked with or I've seen in this business, it feels like they live here and they have one foot, right? This is my foot here. They have one foot in this business and they want all this, but they're living here. They want to go out weekends. They want to party, or party's a bad kind of thing because I know most people getting into this probably aren't partying, but you know what I'm saying? They want to watch Netflix. They want to keep their phone on them 24/7. They don't want to get good sleep. They don't want to make healthy lifestyle changes to give them more energy to work. They don't want to sacrifice that 3 to 4 hours of free time. They don't want to sacrifice their weekends. Who wants to sacrifice their weekends? I know I don't, but I work most weekends because I know I have goals. And this is when I can probably work without being distracted the easiest. And I'll tell you what, guys, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I'm doing this full time now. I have complete flexibility in my schedule and I like what I do. And eventually when you have all those habits, you're getting into something you like, you become good at it, you start to really love it. So I want you guys to start thinking about this. Are there habits here? Are there things that I think about that kind of puts me in this bracket? Did I make a decision to do Amazon FBA, but I'm not all in? How do I become all in? And again, if you're confused on kind of where to go from this, there's great books like Psycho Cybernetics here is a great way to kind of change your identity, get deep on that. 80/20 principle, that's that book there. Deep Work by Cal Newport. And there's hundreds of more books that are great with this kind of stuff as far as changing who you are, or I don't even think it's changing who you are. It's just realizing how much time is wasted and how you're kind of self-sabotaging. And then once you kind of open that door of what's going on, you can make the changes on there. And it doesn't even feel like you're changing yourself. Like, yeah, there's going to be some uncomfortable situations as far as giving up things you love to do that aren't that fulfilling anyways, like phone time and screen time. And then you start putting that time into things that actually give you long-term fulfillment and then aren't just empty, right? That's probably a lot of people are miserable these days because they're getting satisfied by their phone, but they feel empty inside. It's because you're not putting any effort in to get that dopamine when the real stuff is putting effort into something and getting that reward after. So I hope that was helpful, guys. I know that was kind of ranty. Some people don't believe in this kind of stuff. Most people probably think this is generic or cliche, all that good stuff, but this is real. Like, you have to change yourself to become the person you want to be to get the results you want. You can't just become a millionaire and then have the habits of a millionaire. No, you you get the habits of a millionaire, then you become the millionaire. That's how it works. So read those books, guys, if you want to get deeper on this stuff. If there's any other books you guys suggest for this kind of stuff, put them down in the comments down below so everybody else could see those. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you keep up to date on everything Amazon FBA related. And I hope you guys take something away from this, and I hope it was helpful. See you on the next one. Bye.